Have you ever like stumbled across a word or phrase and it's like, whoa, there's got to be more to this?
Mm-hmm.
Like a whole hidden history just beneath the surface.
Yeah, it's like they've got these secret stories to tell, don't they?
Totally. Those linguistic treasures, those idioms, that's what we're diving into today.
They're not just quirky sayings either, you know?
Right.
It's like they give us this amazing glimpse into how people have communicated, like, for centuries.
I love that. A little history lesson with a side of wordplay. And you have brought us some real gems to decode today.
I can't wait to dive in.
Caught red-handed, serendipity, on the ball, and conjure up.
Ooh, those are good.
Each one is just begging for a deep dive.
Let's do it.
Okay, so imagine this. It's a classic whodunit scene. Dramatic music, shadowy manner. And there they are, standing over the stolen jewels looking very guilty.
Oh, busted.
Exactly. That, my friend, is the essence of being caught red-handed. But here's where it gets really interesting. Did you know this phrase has roots all the way back to 15th century Scottish law?
It does. If you were caught back then with blood on your hands near a slain animal, you were pretty much assumed to be the cattle thief.
Wow.
It wasn't just about the act itself, though, right? It was about the evidence, like undeniable, visible evidence.
Talk about a direct link between a phrase and its origin. I mean, we might not be dealing with stolen livestock these days.
Definitely not.
Right. But that visual being undeniably caught in the act, that's the heart of caught red-handed.
And what's so fascinating is how that core idea has lasted. I mean, it's not just about physical evidence anymore, is it?
Right.
It could be a lie or a betrayal, yeah, really any situation where your guilt is just impossible to hide.
It's like that sinking feeling when you're like, I didn't touch the cookie jar.
And then there's your mom, crumbs all over your shirt.
The worst. But you know what I love? That we can trace these thought patterns through language, like a direct line to the past.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is. But speaking of journeys, how about we shift gears to a word that's a little more, well, whimsical?
Ooh, I like where this is going.
Serendipity. This one always makes me think of those moments where it's like the universe is just giving you a little wink.
Yes.
Like those happy accidents that feel almost magical. What do you think?
It's such a delightful word.
Yeah.
And you're spot on about that magical feel. Did you know the word serendipity was actually coined by Horace Walpole, an 18th century writer? He was inspired by, wait for it, a Persian fairy tale.
A fairy tale. Okay, see, I knew there was magic involved.
Right. So in this fairy tale, there were these three princes from Serendip, which we know now as Sri Lanka.
Okay.
And these princes, they just had this knack for making these lucky discoveries, even when they weren't even looking for them.
Wow.
Walpole took that spirit, those happy accidents, and, well, he coined the word serendipity.
That's incredible. Okay, so serendipity, it's not just luck then.
Right.
It's about being open to those unexpected gifts, you know,
Yes.
recognizing them when they show up.
Yes. It's that openness to possibility, like that awareness that even if you're not prepared, fortune might just favor you.
Exactly. It's like finding a $20 bill in your pocket just before you do laundry, or like stumbling on the perfect bookstore during a random walk.
Or think about it this way. Two people, they could have the same unexpected encounter, right?
Okay.
One might just dismiss it, but the person who's really tuned in to serendipity, they see it as a signpost, an opportunity leading them somewhere new.
That is such a cool way to put it. It's not about the event. It's about how we interpret it.
It really is about how you look at it.
Totally. It's like having this mental treasure map, but instead of X marks the spot, it's like, boom, serendipity. Okay, but now let's switch gears to a phrase that's got a whole different energy, almost like a shot of espresso for our vocabulary.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Hit me.
Let's talk about on the ball. When you hear that, what comes to mind? Because I don't know about you, but I'm picturing athletes, quick reflexes, like that laser focus, You're just in the zone.
It's definitely got that alertness, that preparedness vibe. And you're right, it does make you think of sports. Like, picture a tennis player waiting for a serve.
Intense.
Right. They have to anticipate the opponent's move, react instantly, and be ready for anything. That's being on the ball.
So it's more than just being quick on your feet, though, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
You don't have to be a star athlete to embody this phrase.
Not at all. It's really about mental agility, about staying ahead of the game no matter what you're doing. The person who's always prepared, anticipates challenges, has solutions, even before anyone else realizes there's a problem.
Whoa, okay, so now I'm seeing this link between, like, on the ball and caught red-handed.
Oh, how so?
Well, they both deal with preparedness, just in totally opposite ways.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like being caught red-handed means you were caught off guard, but on the ball means you're always one step ahead.
It's a great observation. Two sides of the same coin. One is about the consequences of not being ready. The other is all about the benefits of being present and proactive.
I like that. So someone who's on the ball is like that colleague who always has the answer in meetings, or that friend who never forgets a birthday.
Exactly. They make it look effortless because, well, they've put in the work, the preparation, they've thought it through, they have a plan, even if it's just in their head.
Like a mental outline for any situation. Man, I could use a bit more on the ball in my life, especially with those birthdays. But before we move on to our last phrase, is there anything else about on the ball that you find interesting?
It's amazing how it's gone beyond just sports.
It's true. It applies to so much.
It speaks to this level of, like, competence and awareness that everyone values in any part of life.
It's true. It's a good reminder that being present, engaged, whatever you're doing, can really make all the difference. But okay, let's shift gears again. We've gone from the fast-paced on the ball to something, well, a little more mysterious.
Okay.
Ready to dive into the magic of conjure up. There's something about conjure up, it's kind of otherworldly, don't you think?
Yeah.
Like snapping your fingers, poof, something appears.
It's got that mystique for sure.
And that word conjure, like it's straight from a magic show.
It really is. It actually comes from the Latin word for to swear together.
Yeah.
So that connection to spells and magic, it goes way back.
Whoa, serious word sorcery. But obviously we're not summoning spirits every time we use it.
Right.
So how'd we go from magic spells to everyday talk?
Even without the, actual magic, it's still about that creation. Bringing something to life, even if it's only in your mind. Conjure up is like evoking a memory, a feeling, a sense that just feels totally real.
It's like when you smell something and suddenly childhood memories, bam. Like the smell of your grandma's cookies, Amazing how one sense can unlock all that.
Totally. One of the sources we looked at used that exact example.
Really?
Yeah. It shows how powerful conjure up can be. It's not just remembering. It's almost like reliving it just for a second,
Yeah. Like a sensory time machine. You're not just thinking about cookies. You can practically taste them. You feel the warmth of your grandma's kitchen, hear her laugh.
That's what makes it so powerful for communication. We can share those super vivid experiences, connect through those senses.
It's like we're all carrying these huge libraries of memories and feelings, and then conjure up comes along, unlocks it all, builds a bridge between our minds. That's kind of beautiful when you think about it. But before we get too lost in the wonder, how about an example? Bring it back down to earth a bit.
Sure, how about this? The old photograph conjured up a bittersweet mix of joy and longing for a time long past.
Ooh, that's good. That gets at how conjure up goes way beyond just remembering. It's a whole bunch of emotions and senses all at once.
Exactly. And it shows how language, it's not just about information, right? It's about painting pictures, emotions, connecting with people.
It's about finding those hidden depths, those quirks that make language so much more than just, well, talking. It's an art form, it's history, it's endlessly fascinating.
Couldn't have put it better myself.
Well, looks like we've reached the end of our deep dive today. But the exploration, that never really ends, does it?
It really doesn't.
Always a new word to discover, some hidden meaning to uncover. It's an adventure.
It totally is. And for everyone listening, don't just accept words as they are. Dig deeper, question them, explore them. You never know what you might find.
Great advice. So until next time, keep those dictionaries handy and those ears open. You never know when you'll stumble across another linguistic gem that makes English so captivating.